What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good afternoon. For me, it's morning. Anyway, I'm here for 2 hours. We have 2 hours office hours. The master is in. 2 hours. I was doing a puzzle streak, and this one confused me. I don't understand, but I think I might get it. See, if you try to push the pawn through, there's a problem. White has king f1. And if you play queen e3 check, he goes back. And now there's no way to keep the d2 pawn protected without him sneaking over. So maybe there's another solution. I'm still not sure. I mean, queen c3 with the idea of d2, still it doesn't work. If, for example, queen c3, he still plays king f1, and if queen c2, now he plays king e1. This is not a trivial puzzle. D2, king f1, queen d3 check, king g1. There's like nothing else I can do other than try to jam this pawn through. It's very strange for a puzzle. It's a very early puzzle in a puzzle streak like this. They should be easy ones. This is not easy. There's no back rank mate. There's no other way to win other than promoting this pawn, and pushing right away looks like a dead end. But again, queen c3, the only other move that really makes sense is king f1. He just stays near the pawn and can maybe there's some way to make progress here. Yeah, I would do skip puzzle. I don't know the solution for this. You can skip one puzzle. Keep going. Yeah, queen e3 check. That's bullshit. That's not a solution. That's not a solution. White plays king g1. Now how are you making progress? That's the dumbest puzzle ever. It's so stupid. Defective puzzle. But I'm just waiting for blitz challenges. What about the c-pawn? Well, the c-pawn's not passed, so what does it matter? Hercules. What does it matter? If it's not passed, who cares, you know? I mean, it doesn't really play a role there. That's it's just a defective puzzle. It's one of these positions that's like apparently winning. There's some way that black is winning there, but it's certainly not simple, and it just ends, you know. Not like these puzzles are necessarily like checked by human beings. Who knows how they collect them. There's like automated or something. I don't know, but once in a while you get one that the solution is much more complex than. I believe that it's winning, but I don't know how, you know. So sometimes you just have to get lucky. Yeah. So this is just a warm up while I'm waiting for blitz challenges. Challenges 5 plus X casual. Dumbest puzzle ever? Yeah, I agree. You know, it's probably not the dumbest puzzle ever, but it's definitely a candidate. It's an MVP candidate. This is not difficult. See how easy that is? Now that second one should be an easy one. This is an easy one. See how easy it is? A baby could do it. Baby puzzles. Early puzzles, easy puzzles. Oh no, this is so hard. Oh no, very hard. Yes? No, these are all cake, right? Normal. I don't understand that one. That was a freak accident. A super hard puzzle that got put in the beginning somehow. It's not an art, it's a science. So here we go. We're just winning a rook. And this is just a simple capture. Very deep. Deep. I'm just waiting for challenges. Do we have any challenges? Not yet. Alright, Hercules. Watch streak reached. Hercules is currently on a 5-stream streak. You find that the ones that haven't been attempted that many times are often pretty meh. Oh, okay. I never pay attention to that. Right. Played 11,967 times. So this is yeah, pretty obvious. Boom. Removal of the defense. This not that easy. Winning the knight. I'm not even sure that would be sufficient. So this one is a little tricky. No obvious mate. The remaining possibilities. There is an obvious mate, actually. Wow. Okay, rook e5. It took me a while to see it. That was cute. And this good old... the good old mate there. And we make a queen. It's very deep. I hope that's sufficient. Not the end of the story. Mate to your mom. Yeah, that's also very deep. 3 inner positions. Hello? Which way are we going again? Find the best for black. Okay, for black. Black is going down. Wow, this is so cool. We're promoting the pawn. Very deep. The mate. The back rank. The Black Forest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How do we even do the check? The best move for white. Wow. What am I missing here? Oh, we're just taking the piece. Taking the piece. It's insane. Take. Uh-oh. Take, check, queen, f1. Takes, queen takes. Yeah, we just take. Always take. I learned that from a grandmaster. Alright. And then this one, exceedingly deep. Check. Check and check. See, always check. Oh, we got a challenge from Nefedov. Alright, we're going to quit the puzzle streak at 23. I quit. Nefedov with full 5 plus 5. Finds the best move. The Hercules. Nefedov, I can't stop myself. Alright. You ruined my puzzle streak, but I'll do it for you. Okay, so here we have Nefedov. I'm white. If I play d4, he plays the fucking Slav. I hate the Slav. If I play e4, he'll play, let's do e4. I don't have to play a Spanish. He'll do the Schliemann. I'm not going to do a Spanish. Not in the mood for the Spanish, alright? Not in the mood for the Schliemann. If I play the King's Gambit, wonder what he would do. King's Gambit accepted. I don't really know the King's Gambit. Okay. What did you do last time? Near the 4 knights. What does he do here? D5. This is my Jose Gonzalez attack. Alright. There's an experimental move that's not so good. Bishop E5. No, that's the right move. No, wait. Bishop E5 is experimental. Why not? I must have played this against him before. The normal move is pawn takes pawn. This is a reversed. Reversal of fortune. Knight takes E5. Or castle. Or even queen E2. Everything's possible. Wow, castles, F6. Yeah. What's up with queen E2? Why am I considering that? Queen E2. It's a move I don't know. I've never played this before. Why not? Let's confuse Nefedov. H3, I'm not sure this is helping me here. The more I think about it, I don't like how weak this square is, but maybe it doesn't matter now. Normally I would play knight takes E5. But this is a reversed, like a weird offbeat line that's in reverse. Queen takes E5 check. What do we got? Queen takes E5 check. Bishop E7. I can play queen takes E5 check. It's not that great, I guess. So I take with the pawn. I'm just down a pawn. Something like that happened to me at oh, so wimpy. Nefedov always wimps out. So wimpy. Look at that. Wimpy. It's such a wimpy move. My God, man. Why don't I just recapture? Toward the center. Maybe not. Take the other way. Toward the center is more dynamic. You could go Mamajarov on my ass. Bishop E6. Wimpy. So Bishop D7, unexpected. I have to trade queens. Dry. How do you like your martini? This reminds Nefedov of his favorite anti-Petrov line. I don't know, weight is a little better, I would think. Not a lot. The active word being a little. C4, A6. Knight D4, not good. D3, Bishop F6. Okay, let's just play chill. Keep the tension. I've got access to F4. Okay, he has the advantage of not having to commentate while he's playing. Streaming is a disadvantage, but I'm used to it. Yes. So welcome everybody. We're taking Blitz challenges casual. 5 plus X. We're here for 2 hours. We being me. I'm suffering from multiple personality disorder. I think I'm multiple people. Oh, B5. Wow. Now what are you going to do? So, That makes sense, right? Right. I'm tied down to this pawn. Bishop b6, not the move I expected. Why did he play that? Why not? Alright, so what's my plan? I should have played c4 when I had the fucking chance. But okay. I thought he would play knight e7, but I think that he's fixated on a different idea. Knight e7 with the idea of open Roy Lopez type of c5 push. He has an open Roy Lopez structure on the queen side. Wow, what is that? Holy crap. Holy materialistic beep. Sack the exchange. Wow. Okay. Wow. The hell is going on here? Nobody knows. I want my material back. He's certainly, for a guy who loves to trade queens in the open file, he's certainly aggressive. Maybe he just doesn't like queens or something? He's an aggressive player who hates queens. I don't know. He loves a good queen trade. I thought that was a bit weird when he played queen e7 in front of his f8 bishop on f8. I mean, blocking your castling king side. I thought he would interpose something else, like the bishop. Where is everybody? We don't have 2,000 viewers. I'm not a chess girl pretending to play chess. I thought that, Amazon, aka Twitch, cut down on the bot accounts, but if you go over to chess.com, they're still raging with like accounts with 2,000 viewers, like absolute noobs. I guess Jeff Bezos likes chess.com. So what are we going to do here? Yeah, we're taking the e6 pawn. That's more important than the c7 pawn for sure. The base, the structure. So what's the evaluation here, Jeff Bezos? Washington Post canceled my subscription last year, so it's not really a surprise that it's going to go out of business at this point. It's a little late. All right. I just talk about random stuff. Whatever's in the news, I like to stay up on current events. Like we're like a debate team in high school or something. We used to have this, we didn't really have a proper debate team, but we had something sort of like that for one program I was in. So we would stay up on current events and talk about it. Not a formal debate team per se, but it's fun. All right. That c3 pawn is kind of over the line, don't you think? You're a little over the line. I thought it was extremely dangerous. He's an exchangerous. Fucking exchangerous. Exchangeosaurus. Access denied. Wow. That's a bad move. Or is it? Oh yeah. Mr. Pawn Structure. Man, 10 viewers, just something in my eye. It's like something on my eyelash. Yeah, you're done. Stick a fork in you. It's just a pawn, maybe. But you also have a bad structure in general. So bishop d4 was a very, very big mistake. Very big. Veritas. If his structure wasn't broke, like me, by the way, guys, we fixed the donation bar because it was filled with payments for lessons, which is not really what it's intended for. We're up to a massive $86.78. So if you'd like to donate, we're still a long ways from our donation goal for the World Senior Teen Championship. Can you improve? Look at that rook a6 move. I love that. That's a beautiful move. Very nice. What's the point of rook a6? To play the evil rook c6. Nice. But I have that dealt with. Delta force. I'm a little tied up here, I have to admit. This is a bit uncomfortable. F5 might have a chance to survive here. He's not really an endgame specialist. More of a scrappy, all-around player. I would classify Nefedov as a all-around scrappy player. Yeah, rook a2. This has been on the radar for a while. I needed that because there were some other lines where, you know, I needed the rook. If you got in here, I'd be meeting you with rook a2. This holds. So we stay a pawn up, and then we have to discombobulate ourselves somehow. Trump speaking about the discombobulator, an apparent reference to some kind of mystery weapon. Sounds a bit fake. All right. Do I have any tricks now to get out of this bind that we're in? G5 fixing his pawns on the wrong color. Mistake or good move? Probably the easiest way for me to win would be to transfer my king to b2. If I transfer my king to b2, I can enforce c3 and win the game very easily. How do you stop it? You get in on f3. So I can't just do anything here. I can't let him in there. Not so easy. c3 works. That's why practicing all these tactics has really paid off for Sledgy. Oh no, your rook's not protected. Takes. Rook a2, rook c2, bishop there. Takes. We're back to square one, and you're lost. Yep. Good game. Good game. GG. Technical Saji. Technical mode enabled. But we're going to check out the opening. I've got 2 challenges now. Now again, he's only 1 pawn down, but his pawns are kind of accessible. Now notice how quickly he zooms in on my weakness here. That's all right. Help yourself. Yes. I'm more than a one-track pony. Still not that easy to finish him off. But he will be finished off. I can assure you. You will be finished off. Check. Neck is cracking. Cracking. Something's got to give here. One of his pawns has to fall. Gives defense to that. He's still hanging in there, my God. Don't really like exchanging pawns here. He's getting closer to a draw. I don't think it's enough, though. What does this do? I was thinking about bishop d6, maybe. I should be winning here. Fuck. Damn it. Alright. What? No way. Yeah, I don't know enough. You came very close to hanging on there. Too close. But the computer doesn't think so. Alright, it felt like you were still hanging on after h4. I think you have to play h5. I don't know how you didn't play h5. And if g5, I have to watch this ability you have to attack my h pawn. But apparently it's not good. Not enough. Like here, check, king f5, check. You get in on the white squares, but my pawn is very dangerous. But I had to be precise. I'm not sure. You know, it was a good game. But the opening I'm curious about. Has this ever been played before? Martinez. Yeah. Queen e2 TN. Slaggyville. This is interesting. Nefedov played it safe. The best move is queen. This is a reversed 4 knights variation. That's actually a known line. The other move I can play is, yeah, it's normal. It's castles. Shanava has some games. But I'm not sure h3 helps me out too much here. So I don't think this is a great line. But anyways, after queen e2 here, this is very surprising for me. You know, queen e7. I thought you for sure play bishop e7 and castle short. And what's the problem? You know, what is your problem exactly? I can't take on g7 because you have bishop f6. If you were afraid of this, it doesn't work. So it's important to see that you don't have to worry about that. Now maybe that wasn't your issue, I don't know, but so apparently there is an attempt to grab this pawn by me. I can try, but it's very, very greedy. You know, somewhere there was a game along these lines recently between 2 top players, and I don't remember who it was. Except I don't think there was an h3. It was like the same line without h3. Someone grabbed the pawn and kept it and won the game. Anyways, all right, we have to play unsound stuff to get Nefedov to out of his book. But truthfully, d5, it's bishop e5 is probably not great. It's not that great. It's not that great. Yeah. It's just not that great. You know, the thing is, when I play this, I'm hoping that black plays d4. That's what you really want. You want to get like a sort of dunce opening thing going on. With black is a little overextended. If I can tempt black into doing that, I'm happy. But this, yeah, this takes the fun out of it. That's the correct way to play. Good job. Giat Chess. Where's Asterbait? We have a notification. Soma. Well, if you're doing Aldous Huxley, like the drug, You'd be Soma, Soma J. If you're Hungarian and that's your name, you'd be Shoma. So it all depends if you're Hungarian or not. Anyway, Shoma, Soma, welcome. We've got E4. The Pirt's defense. Oh my god, the modern defense. Alright. The modern. As my Parashvili style. Take your time. Early E5. Should I push or should I not push? So if I push knight e7, I don't have g4. Do have stuff like h4. Taking is very technical. Probably not. My opponent is not well suited for this position. He's not a technical guy. Don't want to take on e5 here. This is much more passive than e7. He's much more passive than f6, rather. I like white's position now. Notice we're not releasing attention. h5 is a horrible move. Thank you. Happy to see it. Horrible. Horrible. h5 is an atrocity to chess. Totally inappropriate. If you trade queens, then you're less likely to get mated before you know what's going on. No, that's true. But I mean, Nefedov is a wild animal. Should wild animals play chess by trading queens early? I mean, you play the Schliemann and you trade queens early. I'm just making note of it, that he seems to like trading queens. Although he's not necessarily a fearful player in general. He seems to like trading queens. It's interesting. Factoid. I'm going to do the pawn stop here. Black's play is completely horrible, unsound. Thanks, Sefidov. But a good battle. You almost, even though an engine analysis wouldn't really do it justice, it felt like you almost fought back. I was getting low on time. You had me down to the same amount of time as you. I was this close to messing that up. You know, so just because you like trading queens doesn't make you a chicken, right? No, I mean, maybe he just tactically didn't see the point that bishop f6 works. If you don't see bishop f6, then you maybe play queen e7 because you think that it was the only move or something. Giashaki been watching too many Dubov Nepomniachtchi games. If I take on e5, how does that work again? Yeah. I'm cashing in. Cashing in for a pawn and a devastating structural advantage. Giashaki needs to reassess, as Jeremy Silman would write, reassess his chess. Giashaki has talents, but they don't listen to me, and I would say reassess what you're doing with your game. Rebuild from the ground up. It's like ICE. Alright, you want to castle queenside. I get it. Rebuild your game from the ground up. Queen d2, castles queenside, bishop takes f6. Queen c5 check. It's a little dangerous. I'd rather not than say I did. You want to castle queenside. I can't stop you from castling queenside. You know, funny move is e5, giving him the pawn, but that's probably not a safe idea, but it's interesting. Bishop g4. Huh. One less armament to hurt me. Technically, that's my bad bishop. I don't hate this exchange too much. He's going to castle. There it is. He didn't castle. Oh, my God. Wow. Why not? Yeah, there's no prize for having more time. Egyptian time management strategy. What happens if you don't trade queens early when playing against I am? This is what happens. Nah, he's a maniac. This is not going to happen to a normal opponent so quickly. Giashaki has maniac tendencies. It's not good. Queen f6. He's down 2 pieces, not 1. Queen f6 is better. Now he might think about trading queens. This is a good time to trade queens. Right about now. So the extra time doesn't help. I mean, what happened here? What's black doing? So the opening, fine. E5 is fine. You know, I have a question, serious question. Why does no one take with a pawn in this position? Is it that bad? I think there's a technical problem. So let's check this out. If pawn takes, queen check, knight takes, knight d5 threatening knight c7 check, and then on knight e6 I have knight g5 undermining protection of c7. I only, know this because I think this happened to me with black before. And that's why the whole thing doesn't work. That's why you have to take with a knight and leaving black with an inferior position. Solansi lost to a weak player, 2015. That's ridiculous to lose this position with white. That's disgusting. White has like 0 losing chances here. Guys, I'm the first person to play. This is insane. I'm the first person to play bishop e2 here. The fuck? Why would an aggressive player play knight takes knight in this position? How are you going to win after trading queens? Maybe white has a tiny advantage, but look at this. Aggressive, good players playing knight takes knight? What about pawn takes? This is that bad. Wow. It's that bad. So he has to take back with the bishop. I still don't like trading pieces. Like, why do we have to trade pieces? You don't have to trade pieces. I really think bishop e2 is fine. Konstantin Tarlev, the Jesus of chess. Bishop e2 is fine. I like my move. Played by Walter. Does 0 count as X? Technically, you should challenge me to 5+1, where 1 is a integer above 0. But I'll accept this one game at 5-0 just because you didn't know any better. 0. I'm not playing other games at 5-0. Alright, guys, this is a one-time deal. It doesn't allow me to have time to commentate on the game. Off stream it's fine, but I don't want to stream while I'm playing 5-0. It's stupid. Boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka. Alright, here. How do you like them How do you like them apples? Then you found the best move with your light square bishop. I recognize the importance of that light square bishop. I thought you would castle queenside though, at least, but still, I'm eliminating that piece. Okay. You know I hate trading queens. He could have bailed with knight takes c5, bishop takes c5, pawn takes pawn. The endgame would be very good for me with two bishops. White doesn't have a dark square bishop. This is bad. Where is your dark square bishop? Do you know where your children are? Dark square bishop worth 4 pawns. This piece is worth 4 pawns. It's almost a rook. Very important. d6, nice try. Nice little trick you got there. Does that work? Queen c5. Well, I have a plethora of good moves. Rook d8 is also good. Leaving f7 a bit weak, but it probably doesn't matter. Pawn takes e7, rook takes d1 check. Alright. We'll try it. If queen takes c5, knight takes e5, he has some d7. I'm probably winning, but I couldn't calculate it. So we'll just do it this way. I don't think that f7 is a problem. Normally in Grunfeld type of structures, you got to really watch out for your f7. Well, not just Grunfeld, like all openings, because it's the weakest square on the board. I mean, from the starting position. So f7 is the only square that's only protected by the king. The only initial first 2 ranks, square. So it's always weak, but if it's protected by a castle rook on f8, it's normally fine. When I play the Grunfeld or the kings at the end or something like this, and I move that away, oftentimes this f7 pawn is going to be a liability. So I'm very careful about doing that. Oh fuck, I had queen c5 check. Alright, whatever. I forgot. Sorry, we just woke up. See now, practical approach from the opponent. Not trading queens when you're down a pawn. Good idea. There's nothing on the d file though. This mutual open file is a road to nowhere. White's super lost here because he's down a pawn and I have unopposed dark square bishop that's worth a rook. So you're like down 2 to 2.5 points of material with white here. We're structured down a pawn and I have a super bishop. 2.5 points of material, approximately. It's not just like +1 for black because I'm up a pawn. Plus 2.5. It's probably +3. Alright. Take back. You meant to play h3. I don't normally do take backs and sudden death at all, but that's fine. This bishop up to 5 points of material value. The Jolly Joker, as they say in Deutschland. Deutschland Funk. Couture. Have you tried in the past to get the GM title? Well, no, I mean, it would have been feasible if I had fully committed myself. My problem was that I got a little bit close. I never got the norm. I think if I had gotten one norm, I would have really doubled down and made it. But since I never got the first norm, I was never fully committed. Like, I'm going to make the GM title. I never made up my mind. Like, this is something I definitely going to do. And I've always kind of worked that way. If I want to do something, I commit to it. And I never fully committed to it. So, a lot of excuses. I started late, you know, Giashaki. I started late. I mean, most prodigies start at like 5, and since I started chess when I was like 11, I was involved in a lot of other stuff, a lot of other activities. Had to go to college. Pursued chess like in the part time when I was studying in university, and I got close, but life got in the way. I can't say I ever fully committed to trying to become a GM, but I mean, I was close. I just needed a little more push, you know. I was a little bit lazy and distracted. So White is hanging on, huh? He's a hanger-on. Dude, okay, you're banned. We don't offer draws in lost positions here. I gave you a take back, I agreed to play 5-0, and now you're offering me a draw. Oh my god. Banned for life for that. That's a life ban. Damn, that sucks, dude. You just got banned for life. Ouch. Total disrespect. Offering me a draw? Are you serious? What? Wow. Alright, he's banned for life. That sucks for him. Now we're going to torture him. Take all of his pawns. No more takebacks. Bro. This is embarrassing. I don't think this guy's going to resign. Why doesn't he offer another draw? Offer me another draw. I'll take this one. I'm definitely taking this one. Wow. Time to offer a draw. What a waste of time. This is fun, isn't it? Are we having fun yet? Lifetime ban. I'm sorry, but you went too far. Take back 5-0 and the draw for in a lost position. I just want to see something. When we reached that position where I claimed 2.5 advantage, was I exactly right? Was it around here? No, before that. The queens were still on the board. It was around here. Oh no, it's way worse than that. Let's go back a couple more moves. Yeah, I was around here maybe. It was more like 3 plus 3. Alright, anyway, horrible. No, we're not playing 5-0. 5 plus, no more 5-0. It's just garbage. 5 plus something. 5 plus 1 minimum. No 5-0. Sorry. Meerkats. Wow, Meerkats has followed us. It's a 2600 bullet player. Giashaki, another challenge. 5 plus 5, maximum. You really need the 5 plus 5, Giashaki. You really need 5 plus 5. Alright, F4. Bring it on. Oh no. Alright. G6 is a good move. That's a good move. Preventing B3. True. Now what do I do? That's sort of stupid to play E3. That sucks. I don't know what I should do. C4. It's an English bird hybrid. Binglish. Never ever offer draws when you're playing a stronger player and you're worse or lost, okay? It's extremely bad etiquette. Thomas Trenson, you had a look at the analysis mod? Thanks for the beautiful, what? Helpful pointers. You did leave a comment, okay, on the old tube. The old tube versus new tube. New tube, YouTube. Double fee and keto. Thanks, Tomas. I was, yeah. I noticed like you weren't here, so I wasn't sure how you feel about the comments. I hope I wasn't too derogatory. I don't really take people's feelings into consideration. Maybe I act like, I don't know, a jerk or something sometimes when I commentate, but I just say it. Your game was interesting because you played well, but I think there's a huge question about how to handle such a situation where, you know, you're better and there's more than one way to approach the situation where you can kind of like play for this really brutal direct attack like you did with sacrifices. You kind of cash in your positional advantage to go for this all-out, you know, knockout. It's kind of like boxing, you know, you could like slowly try to win a decision, grinding him down. It's like 99%, or you go for the quick knockout, and you kind of went for the quick knockout. So it's a matter of style, right? But I just want to point out that, like, you know, people may not look at it that way. You may not look at it that way when you're playing the game. That's the way you play chess, you know, or not. I can probably switch, you know, between Dubov, another Dubov. Everybody's got a knight on h6 these days. And this is not Bughouse. Just remembering, it's not Bughouse, guys. So you have to, oh no. Giashaki, I don't get it, bro. That's a whole piece. How can that possibly work? Oh my god. Not even close to working. Alright, patience. It's tempting to go crazy here, but that's what black is really, you know, oftentimes counting on. I need to get this knight off of my position. Let me guess, h5. Doesn't work just here, alright? This is a double threat. So you may reconsider your Dubov options. Oh. What? Bruh. That can't work. But you gotta wonder what kind of drugs he uses. Is it mushrooms? Have you been hanging out with Astrobate? Jeez. You know, there's a one move threat. Just g3. g3 is good enough. Every game I win that pawn. It's always the g4 square. Nah, Giashaki needs to chill out. You need to chill out, dude. You need to chill out. You need to tone it down. JJBS 123 has followed. You have no pieces left. There's no pieces left. What are you gonna do? You lost all your pieces. The pawn might be enough to win. Pieces, parts. You have no pieces. What are you going to do? That's not good. You need to chill out. Be patient. GDHXG. Alright, guys. We have an hour left in the stream. And I'm getting the same guy who challenged me to 5-0. Now challenging me to 10-0. No, that doesn't help. I want to play blitz with an increment. Not 5-0, not 10-0, but 5 plus something. He doesn't like increments. I don't want to play sudden death. I want to play with increment. Hallow, what's up? Just 960. Partian. I'm not a Martian. I mean, I don't like my opening here. This E3 looks like a mistake. Pan boop. Boop. Across the woods. Book. G3, H5. Shirazi. Oh no, the solid Slav. Shh. Yes, Slav solid. Nefidov. I'm tired of messing around with protecting pawns and such nonsense. After D4, it's a Catalan. Catalan versus Semi-Slav. I had a game like this at the World Senior 2 years ago. I couldn't win. It was tough. All right. I know. Standard stuff, huh? Okay, what do I do now? Is 92 legit? No, they do that. I don't know who Panbook is. I thought I knew who they were, but I'm not sure about it. Honestly. Their structure just went bye-bye. IQP, oh no. You can't do that. Okay, well, first of all, there's a possibility here of knight e4. Second of all, I have pawn takes c6, which was my intention. Pawn takes c6, I'm just up a pawn, no? What are you doing? What is this drugs? What? What is the drugs you're taking? Why are you taking drugs? Why are you taking the drugs? I have double fianchetto queens. Fianchetto early and often. I don't know why he did this. It's very strange. Doesn't want to play chess. He just wants to lose. So we got the 10-0 guy. Alright, I'm going to have to ban him. 5+5, normal challenge. Yeah, Penbook. That was quite a game. Way to take it seriously. Alright. Hallow, what's up? Hallow's Eve. So, Crushing Noobs. Guys, please subscribe and donate. We're at 8678. It's not an orderly number. 8678, our donation bar. You're playing the exact same opening as the last opponent. Illuminati. Honestly, GS Shucky, you say like there are very strong IMs like GMs, but I mean there's really a huge variance in all levels. I mean, any title has a huge variance. Huge difference between some GMs and other GMs. There's a massive variance. I mean, you could be anywhere between 2300 and 2800 and be a Grandmaster. 2300 Grandmaster, 2800 Grandmaster. They're both Grandmasters. Rating inflation. So the Hollow S-Up plays stronger than the 2200. This is considered to be like a pretty passive setup for black. But I've had these types of games with lots of players. Very standard. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's okay. It's a normal London system. It's not really that bad. The standard position. I hate the London, but I can understand playing it with black. You know, don't play it with white, though. It's a super waste of the white pieces. And the worst thing about the London system is this overpopularity, and everyone knows how to handle it. There was this awful game in my team. Oh, I missed 94. Awful game in my team where our junior player, one of our junior players, couldn't win against the weaker guy. Because he played passively with black against the London system. This is horrible. Black should never trade off their strong point on d5. Huge mistake. Look at this exchange. This pawn for this pawn. I blundered. I had knight d4. But I still have a very strong position even here. Notice that I get access to this square. I've been playing this opening for like 35 years, so longer. I've been playing this opening for, yeah, almost 40 years. But access to the e4 square is huge. I had much stronger earlier, though, the knight d4. Hitting f5 and hitting c6. Why don't we have like 2,000 viewers? You can learn a lot by watching other people play. Now black's getting solid again. Okay. Missed my big window of opportunity there earlier. What whopping. By not playing knight d4 when I had the chance, I kind of threw away most of my advantage. This is such a crushing move. b5 is a blunder. Knight here. And you're going to have to let me wreck your pawn structure with knight takes f5. Now it's kind of solid for black. Not that easy to make progress. I still disagree with his decision to trade pawns on e4, though. Black's play on the queen side maybe not that bad, actually. Controversial. This might not be that bad. Oh. Yeah, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Well, actually, I can play bishop d4, maybe. Is anybody here? Mr. Coffee. Where's Astrobate today? We missed him. Short stream. Only 1 hour. Now, why is black backing off? You want to attack the e5 pawn. Sorry about that. No. Black had to try to pull the trigger on something there. c5, you should have played it when you had the chance. Now it's not as effective, though you can still try to take and play c5. Black is drifting into kind of a passive situation here. I didn't play this like that well, I feel like. Now the advantage is getting serious. d6. You can still try c5. I don't know about the c file. Is it fast enough? I can actually play b5 and then try to protect said pawn. Probably my best here. b5, if c5, b5, and then if rook b8, knight d6, anchoring this pawn, which is very important. Black is not losing directly, but running out of things to do and running out of space. So it could just be a kind of slow death for black. Once I lock it down with like knight d6, then I can start advancing on the king side with f4, f5, or h4, h5, see? Here. Ugh. Now we've got everything. Boom. Take with the pawn. Taking with the knight is also good. Maybe taking with the knight was better, I don't know. Possibly it was better. Yeah. Probably taking with the knight was better. Shit. Now my b-pawn is kind of unstable. I think I'm close to messing this up again. I should just take with the knight. I mean, it's much... Well, I mean, there he does have c3. I don't know. c4, I mean. Knight e5. The bishop on g6 is super annoying. So I have h. Yeah, h doesn't work. Rook c1, queen takes b5. f4. f4, knight f6. I hope this is good enough. It's a little weakening. And I'm in a pin. KG 1400. Sorry. I'm threatening f5. Black has no immediate threats. Well, queen takes b5. Yeah, the problem is bishop f5 doesn't really help. You're losing a bishop because your bishop is trapped. Nothing you can do. I'm sorry. So, well, anyway, it was nice knowing you. But the instructive game, I mean, classic, typical London system position. Several mistakes by black, and at the end of the day, he's got some problems. That's not good. Now I have rook b1, which I didn't formerly. Yes, queen takes b5, but black is lost. Okay, bishop d5, pawn d5, knight e3, d4. There are many ways to win. This is a little bit fancy. But I guess I have knight f5. I mean, this is really scary for black. He has queen d3. Oof. That's not good. Oh my god. There's no mate. Oh no. You can defend? Not really. This is tough. I mean, queen h6, so you gotta play h5. Rook takes. It's fun. You like preventing mate. Who can blame you? Mate will not be prevented. Oh no. Okay, now you resigned. Let's see. Yeah, I messed up. I messed up. I was worse. Wow. That's weird. I missed knight d4. b5 is a terrible blunder. And after knight d4, white has a very serious advantage. You have to let me take on f5. It's amazing though, I was worse. This is actually a mistake, which is surprising. I mean, my c2 pawn is hanging. I can play c4, of course. The problem is if I take with a knight, you win the exchange with bishop d3. So I have to take with a pawn. And my structure becomes... Well, both of our structures become broken. So I didn't really want to do that. Why is knight e4 so bad? Apparently, it's just kind of weird. I mean, black's better here because I'm a bit overextended with no direct plan. Alright, 5-0 is out. 5 plus 5, acceptable. Anything 5 plus something. 5 plus 1, 5 plus 5, 5 plus 1 through 5 plus 5. Just no 5-0. Because while I'm streaming and I'm talking about the games, I need a little extra time. And I don't want it to absolutely be about time. This is a very bad move, the Marshall defense. Very bad. The worst. Bad people play this. They're just the worst. They never smile. Alright, so this is a nightmare opening for black. He's down a tempo in the Chigorin. Oh, I have d5, right. I've had this a million times. Oh, look, you have a tactic, knight takes e4. He doesn't play that, okay. Yeah. This is not losing by force for black. If we look at my history, I have this exact position on the board in numerous games. Very bad. Check c6. Doesn't look right to me. I can play e5 though, can I? Oh my god. Yeah. This is the acid test. You gotta be incisive, you know? Do you know what incisive means? Everybody knows? Incisors, like your teeth, your sharp teeth. Sharp. Incisive means sharp. Cutting into the opponent's brains while you can. Now take with the pawn, take with the queen. Black's position is a disaster. It's a disaster. Fundamental disaster. Now e6. Oh no. Oh no. It's not mate, don't worry. Everything's fine. Everything will be fine here. You can play knight e5. It's a very strong move. How did I play? Did you play? Oops. There's a problem. Your rook is mated. Yeah, he got hammered in the opening. How did you play? Wait, which game was that? Oh, the London. Well, you never ever play pawn takes e4 in the London. Don't trade off your strong point. You got away with it there, but the second point I would make is like that b5 also. You ought to play like h6 at some point, so your bishop can retreat to h7, I think. Instead of b5, play h6. That's kind of standard. I mean, you played okay. The opening is fine. The London system is okay against the ready. Like that's a standard setup. But I was careless. You know, you let me play knight d4 and I missed it. I played too quickly. Bruno play. Oh, I gotta go in like 40 minutes, so we'll see. It's my turn. Oh my god. Merciless. That's what I mean by incisive. No mercy. Don't settle for the second best move. If I check him, I'll just like chase him to a safer place. So 99% of players would check black here, but I think it's probably best not to check them. Play something else. Centralize. The queen is important. I mean, it's really good to centralize. You could trade queens here and win the endgame. Pawn, piece up. Okay, fine. But I'm trying to prove a point. You know, when you play, you want to try to find the most incisive moves. So there's still a hope for black. See, he's got some threats. Sort of. Rook b4. Bishop d6 is a good move. Now I have a check. c6, queen takes a7 check. King e7 is out, so he has to play king c8 or c6. Yeah. He's keeping this last hope in reserve. Probably I consider bishop f4 trading pieces. Knight b5 also, actually, wow. That doesn't develop my pieces, though. Ah, it's okay. Serious threats now. I think knight a7 might be a mating net. Knight a7, queen c6 check, king a7, bishop e3. If it's my move, 1, 2... Yeah, I think it was forced mate. I think it's still takes, check, there, check. It's not mate now. Well, in any case, we're just winning. It's easy. Queen a6 check is also strong. You crushed 3 AMs in my career. Bruno? Wasn't enough to beat them, you had to crush them. That's violent. I never counted how many Grandmasters I crushed. I only counted the ones I won against. I'd have to I never actually counted. Who knows? Alright. I only count like official games. But I didn't even really count those either. I mean, literally. I just know approximately. I don't think I crossed the 100 barrier yet. If I live long enough, I might. I'm on a current pace of beating one Grandmaster every year, but you know, it's not very fast. It's kind of slow. It's a slog. One Grandmaster a year. Schlag. I only play a few, maybe one or a few every year. But guys, if you donate, you can help me go to the World Senior Team Championship where I can crush some more Grandmasters. So last time at World Senior, I played 3 GMs 2 years ago in Krakow, and hopefully, you know, we get at least 3 GMs. Last year we were kind of low on Grandmasters. I cut it really close, almost not beating a Grandmaster in 2025, but I managed to pull it out like at the last minute. So help us to crush more Grandmasters. IMs we don't count. Important to crush maximum number of Grandmasters in 2026. Burp. Okay. Not good. Not good. But surprising that Black survived that long. This opening is terrible for Black. I'm attacking your center, and you don't support it. You can counterattack with the Albin. You know, I will accept that as an opening. Right? Albin is acceptable if you want to be active. The normal thing to do is to support your center with E6 or C6, right? But this move, the Chigorin, is very marginal. And this move is worse because I just destroy this immediately and now you have no center. The only other thing you can do is take and play the Queen's Gambit accepted, and the strategy there is to give up your center but counterattack mine. So it's like switching gears. You know, you're giving it up to only attack this, to counterattack. No, the Queen's Gambit accepted is not a solid opening for Black. Ecuador. Yeah, did we play before? No. 5+5. D4 is my best move, but I play a lot of E4. I always have. I'm definitely strongest with D4. Play a lot of English. I play everything. Queen's Indian is tough. This is a line. I've tried to gambit this pawn on G2 before. I don't know if it's sound. What the hell else am I supposed to do? Just play A3, right? You didn't want to take, huh? C5? No C5. C5 probably your best there. Bishop E2, rook, bishop takes G2, rook G1. Bishop E2, bishop takes G2, rook G1, bishop E7. Bishop D3 is possibly better, but we have to think about this. Okay. Bishop D3, bishop takes G2, rook G1. And then, do we have enough compensation? Maybe. Black's setup is rather passive, but he has tactics. Because my bishop's unprotected here. And bishop e2 is a bit too passive. It blocks my queen. Yeah, this is the tactic, but that's fine. I see that. I get that. It's alright. You're very smart tactically. You need to smile more. Wonder if I should consider bishop g3. Strange as that might seem. What could possibly go wrong? My queen has no good squares. Bishop's on the wrong square. It needed to be on Mm-hmm. BC2, knight C6, crushing. Alright, I'll take my chances. This is weird. This is really weird. C5. That's super weird. I thought you'd play knight C6, threatening knight B4, knight D4. I'm definitely castling kingside. Mm-hmm. Holy moly. What do I do? F5? It's a bizarre possibility. Wow, this is just crazy. I don't know, man. You're playing too much bullet chess, obviously. There's too much bullet chess involved. You play too fast. I don't understand. Why do you play so fast in 5+5? My assumption would be that you just don't play 5+5. You just don't play blitz. You just only play bullet. Why do you have no games? Bishop G5 check. Wow. Is that good? He has no games. Nedai, what's up? I think that black could be a good player, but you know, you can't play like using no time. What's the point? You know, what's the point of playing chess? Why not play like bingo or something? Let's play bingo. E5. E5 is classic, of course. I was thinking about that before I played Bishop E2. That's why I didn't play Bishop E2. Bishop D3. Bishop E2 is too passive, though. It blocks my queen. You know. This is a very risky way for black to play this game. I didn't like C5. But he plays too fast. You know, why play fast and then think when you have a bad position? Just don't get a bad position. It's much better that way. Asterbate's not here, but yesterday he put in a quote by Bent Larson. You know, the quote is obvious. Most people lose because they're impatient. Impatience is the #1 way people lose games. Jay Paulman. Bingo Chess Fusion. That's cool. Bingo Chess Fusion Federation. BCFF. Do you want to sack a piece? I don't know that it's enough. I think we need more power. Power to the peoples. H4. And H4 is really tempting. Have another. I feel like we're probably winning with the direct sacrifice. Okay, but I mean, you can choose. Do you want to play H4 and increase the pressure, or just sack right away? BCFF. Black needs to stop playing too fast. He has talent, but stop playing too fast. Take time. Play serious. You could be good. You got to use your time. Black had some opportunities already in this game and probably missed them all. But C5 with your bishop getting shut down, that was a bad idea. If you go back to that position, I think you have a good opportunity. You played the opening fairly well. But here, attack my D4, how do I deal with that? Maybe there was a problem. Maybe I have D5. I don't know. D5, knight D4, queen D1. I have to go back to D1 or B1, which is not really good. So the sack right away, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, check, knight takes, queen takes, check, king h8, and then it's not so easy to finish him off. So I'm thinking h4. Shit. Maybe he still has a chance to defend. Queen takes h4. If I sacked right away, okay, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, check. I didn't have a rook lift. Oh, I'm an idiot. No, he has knight h7. No, he doesn't. Maybe he could take just the bishop and then play king h8. I think I was winning with the direct sack. h4 is probably too slow. I might still be winning, but this isn't as good. Oh, we had a follow. Donation Gabble Romops. Gable. What about rook g4? Does that do anything? Might. No, it doesn't. It's stupid. All right. Black made a huge mistake there. I mean, he has rook e1 check in between move. Oh, it's made in one. Wow, I didn't even see it. So here, I mean, even at the last minute, you know, you have rook e1 check. I'm not even sure if I'm winning. I am, but at least you got to try rook e1 check. This keeps you in the game. You know, I shouldn't have allowed this. So, h4 was stupid. I should just sack right away. You don't have any of this nonsense with queen e1. Sacking right away, knight takes. The problem was here, I didn't see... Well, I did see the win, actually. I saw it before and then I forgot about it. I have the simple here. You know, so that was the point. Oh, that's check. I don't have the simple here. Shit. So I guess rook g5. I'll have to play rook g5. This may be the only winning move. It is. It is. I wasn't 100% sure. But anyway, the opening I messed up. Bishop d3 is correct. Wow. Romanov. I love Romanov. He's a great guy. He guilts you after the game for drawing. So e5 novelty? No, this is known. And so here bishop g3. Ah, this was played by Orzech. I don't know who that is, but it's 2466. Bishop g5 is better. Lars Bohansen, Romanician, 1992. So by the way, like when I play bishop d3, e4 is even better. Or possibly bishop e2. Strangely enough. It's not clear what the best move is. It's very cool. G4 novelty. I'm sorry, rook g1. Anyway. Hello, what's up, NetEye? Jay Pullman. So when your king is getting slammed, I guess you either have to defend or counterattack. I would say so. But black... Yeah, black is like addicted to playing fast. It's like people that are addicted to social media, like watching short form videos. They're addicted to playing bullet chess. Bullet chess should be banned for under 16s. Don't play bullet chess. Don't watch short videos. Now people like get into university and they can't read books. Seriously, this is the latest thing. It's real. There are students that get into elite universities that cannot read books, and they can't watch movies even. We got a serious problem. I messed up the move order. Now I have to play the dragon. Oh shit. This is playable. It's inaccurate though. I've played this before. I lost to Kudrin once. Leonid Shamkovich did an article on this years ago in Chess Life in the 80s or early 90s. You have to play knight takes c6. Knight c6, bc6, e5, knight g8. Or knight c6, dc6, and black suffers in a bad ending. But knight b3 is very, very passive. AI will summarize the book for you. Exactly. It's like Cliff Notes. But anyway, AI can't play chess for you. So, well, it could, but you would get banned. Anyways, no, I mean, if people really want to get better at chess, they have to stop playing bullet chess. They just see these people like Magnus and Hikaru playing bullet and think that that's the way to get better at chess. And it's not, you know. Those guys played extensive over-the-board slow games to get as good as they are, in addition to blitz and bullet. But my last opponent is like a textbook example. You got to be good before you're fast, you know. Focus on being good, on being a great player. Then you can get better at being faster. Adrenaline junkies. This is one of my... I'm constantly lecturing about bullet chess, but it's so disappointing when I play and like people just want to play bullet in a longer game like this, like 5+5. They're playing bullet. Cliff chess. The white's solid. H3, rook e1, okay. I mean, this is a fairly okay setup for white. Not very exciting. Classical, it's like a classical dragon. Bishop on d3. It's restricted, but you know, there's no great square for that bishop in the Sicilian anyway. Sometimes he gets to c4 and it's active, but it's often like prone to being attacked. I think one of the hardest things about playing the white side of the Sicilian is that bishop. It's like, where do you put it, you know? Anywhere you put it has kind of major drawbacks. b5 it's attacked, c4 it's attacked, d3 it's inactive, on e2 it's passive, you put it on g3 it's blocked by your own pawn. The light square bishop in the Sicilian... Alright, I would evaluate this position as equal. I passed up an opportunity to play d5 in the opening. I just want to point this out to everybody. I can equalize on the spot with d5. But I chose not to do that because I want to try to win, and it would simplify the game tremendously. If I'm playing like a GM or something, I would instantly play d5 there. It's a calculated move on my part, you know. Not to automatically just equalize, because it'll be too simplified if I do that to play for a win. Sometimes it's better to have less space and keep the pieces on the board if you want to win against a low-rated opponent. Thanks, Hercules. So when I'm playing the black side of the dragon, I usually think this through, you know, do I really want to play d5 even if I can? Because you could reach a symmetrical type of structure where, not completely symmetrical, but anyway, bad enough. It's really clear and hard to do anything. F5, reasonable move. White is space advantage. Now that bishop can come to c4. All hands on deck. Bring it on. Take bishop c4. I'm not afraid. This is a bad move, I think. And you got nothing on my e6. Better to take on e6 and artificially isolate those pawns. Now you have one target. The other pawn is very solid. I don't know about that. I don't remember a single thing from Hamlet either. It's very funny. Yesterday, Ian McKellen was quoting Shakespeare. And yeah, it makes me remember that I actually read a lot of Shakespeare and I remember nothing, sadly. But it's not just Shakespeare. I don't remember anything. So Lion King. I'm not sure I ever actually watched The Lion King. Maybe just bits and pieces. It wasn't really a family favorite. I don't know why. When did The Lion King come out? It's pretty old, right? Anyway. Anywho. So Net-Eye, very, very solid. Very solid setup, but not doing anything. The 90s. I don't know why. It's funny. I don't think I ever watched The Lion King with my kids. You know, it's an older... I don't know. I can't believe it. It's weird, but we didn't. I watched like every other Disney movie, like, except for that one, probably. For some reason. It's kind of weird. Why just The Lion King I never watched? The first movie I ever went to see was Disney Dumbo in the theater. I remember I was like 3 years old. I was 3 or 4 years old. Very, very strange recollection. Trying to remember stuff when you're like 4 years old. This is bizarre. Herbie and the Love Bug. That wasn't animated though. Also when I was like 4 years old. Man, white is solid. Damn, dude. You're 1546 and you play like you're an old man who's rated like 1800. How can you be so solid and be 1500? Prophylactic move one after another. Did you guys... I hate like Lichess blogs, but it was funny. Yesterday came out like 2 prophylaxis blogs. It was like they cloned each other. 2 idiots wrote blogs on prophylaxis. The same time and the same like title and shit. I hate blogs. I mean, I hate chess blogs. People trying to monetize their chess blogs. It's usually just garbage. It's the one thing I hate about Lichess. The fact that they let people advertise their stupid blogs on the front page of the site. It's supposed to be against advertising, you know, like anti-advertising kind of site, and they let these people publicize this trash. I just hate it. It seems completely against the whole mission of the website. Totally inconsistent with Lichess fundamentals. But they loved having those blogs on the front page. I just don't get it, you know. I don't understand how that makes sense. If I ever make a blog, it's going to be really, really good, and it's not going to be on Lichess. Are you threatening me with like G3? This is my other friend, Daryl. This is my friend Daryl, and this is my other friend Daryl. My other brother Daryl. Right, knight F3. Oh no. You got everything protected. He's a sandbagger. There's no way he's 1500, bro. He's 1900 bullet. Knight F3, blockading. God damn, that sucks. I do not want to see that. Oh, God damn. I'm sitting here, I just don't have a move. God. What am I going to do? Rook G8? I'm just allowing Knight F3. Can't allow Knight F3. We can't allow Knight F3. So what do? Go back? That's stupid. I can allow Knight F3, okay. But then what? You lost the time. How do I break through, man? Such a crushing position. 2 mistakes, and both of them were like at the last minute by me. All my mistakes, look at that. All my mistakes came in the last like 5 moves. It was just one mistake after another. Dubious, question mark, question mark. Almost my last 5 moves. Starting here with bishop takes e5, I had played a perfect game until this point. Take with a knight, man. Knights before bishops. Hesitating. So if knight f3, queen h6, rook d3. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a long time to win this game. Hard to break it down. Last game. No, it's hard for you. It's harder for you than for me. It's also hard to break through, but for white, it's like you're totally paralyzed. Two bishops in the center. I mean, you lost everything, but it's still hard to break you down. Your kingside, you've played pretty solidly. Very safe type of line. You lost your dark square bishop, though. I mean, that's your most important piece on the white side of the open Sicilian. Your white square bishop is a bad piece. I'm learning from Asterbate this line. Would Asterbate had an opponent who played like e5 here or something? No, knight f6. Okay, knight f6. c5 is a good move. Now we have a Benko in reverse, where I'm a tempo up in the Benko. I can play a lot of things. e3, g3. That's a sophisticated move, c5, by the way. You could play e3 now. e6. Do you hate it when people say, like, the coordinates in reverse? Bishop takes a3, bishop takes f8 is overrated anyway. It may be better not to even do that, honestly. If you study the games in the Benko, in the main line of the Benko with this exchange, it's very possible that's actually not Black's best plan. I've come to realize. You know, this isn't that inconvenient for black. He just walks his king over and it's no problem. Ultimately, there are better ways, most likely, for white to handle the game. Well, black. I mean, I'm normally black, but this is a Benko with an extra tempo. Where's my tempo? It doesn't feel like I'm up a tempo. I guess I'll move ahead. I've played castles already where I wouldn't have already done that in a normal position. Bishop g4 is weird. A6 is bad. A6 is bad. Bishop g4 is bad. You're creating problems for yourself on the queen side. A6 weakens, and this leaves, and the bishop moves leaves b7 completely open. So now you're in a lot of trouble. What's my plan anyway? Well, I'm going to bring the f rook over and then infiltrate along the b file. And he's going to be sorry that he doesn't have his bishop on c8 to protect the c8. And he also can't play b6 without weakening his queen side. So it's pretty bad for black already. Those moves don't get played in this opening normally, like bishop g5 much, much later. Once you've consolidated. Classic. Alright guys, this is my last game. I gotta go. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back with the Simul on Sunday. If you'd like to join us, we have a classical Simul Sundays at 7 p.m. CET every Sunday against 20-25 players. It's my favorite thing of the stream every week. And please subscribe and donate. I'm trying to go to the World Senior Team Championship, where I get to crush Grandmasters, hopefully on board too. So if you please donate, it will go toward that. Yeah, okay, this is a normal move. Queen c7, guarding b7. Your king is on f8, your bishop's on g4 too early, and a6 didn't help. One idea is like rook b5, ironically. I could play rook b5 in some positions, infiltrating black's position. I also have rook takes b7, followed by knight takes c5. That might be a threat. Rook b7, queen b7, knight takes e5 looks really nasty. You know that? If it were my move in this position, I think you have an out, maybe queen b4. That's not really an out. I think I'm still crushing you. You lose your rook on a8. You have a bad structure, no development. Okay, this is a sensible move. Knight d7. That defends e5. Now you're talking. Christopher talking. So, but rook b5. Check, knight e4. Knight e4 is a juicy square. Well, that's the juicy square. What are you going to do about that, brah? Gonna be serious problems. Now, can you defend this? Oh, that's a terrible move. You have to play... Actually, I don't know. You don't have a good move, do you? Wow. Wait, where's his king? It's on f8. Yeah. Damn. He has to play like... God, I don't know. King g8. Tactical wizard. Now, this is why you don't play the black side of the white side of the benko unless you know what you're doing. This is a problem, though, for people who play, like, e4. If you're an e4 player, you have no business playing this. If you're an e4 player, you have no business playing this with black. You're playing d4 with white, and you're a tempo down against the Benoni / benko. This should only be played by players who are d4 players or specifically know what they're doing, you know. Black played like he was a d4, like an e4 player who didn't know the benko. Not good. All right, guys. I'll be back on Sunday. I'll be back. Please donate so we can kill Grandmasters. Subscribe, please. If you learned something, subscribe. That's all we can ask for. And don't forget to do your puzzle. Do your puzzles, boys and girls. Ugh, this looks really bad. I think I might have mating attacks, like knight g5. I don't know. Well, we're swarming. We are swarming. Shawarma. Yeah, that does seem to be playable. The bishop's a little short of squares, though. Bishop f5, knight h4. Now everybody's here. Everybody's at the party. No way to finish him off. Wow. That is very disappointing. Bishop e6 holds everything together. Wow. What am I going to do? That sucks. I thought I was winning here easily, but it's not so easy. I kind of regret doing that whole thing. Oh, he fell for my trap. Cheapo. Cheapo alert. Alright, yeah. It was a cheapo. King g6, maybe? No. Not good. Everything must go sail. The plane. I'll just take that. Alright, guys, I gotta go. Gobble roll mops. What happened to the donation bar? No, your money's in there, but what happened was that one of my students decided that it was a good idea to pay me for lessons using the donation bar. So it made it look like we had like $600 in donations, when in reality, they were just payments toward lessons. So I had to correct the donation bar. Don't worry, no one stole the money. Okay, all your money's still in there. We're up to 86.78. Yeah, you can't play it like an e4 player. You have to know how to play d4 to play the black side of that. It's important when you're black and people play reverse openings, you're consistent with the openings that you play. Exactly. Thank you, Gabble Roll Mops. Don't worry, Trump is not involved in my donation bar, okay? There's no, there's no oligarchs stealing the money. Jeff Bezos, Trump, Elon Musk, Saudi princes and whatnot. Your money will go 100% towards supporting our our uh, our efforts to go to the World Senior Team Championship in April in Albania. USA Team 2. USA. No. Sunday Simul, 7 p.m. Central European Time, CET. See you guys there. Thank you for the donations, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Gobble roll mops. September. Bye-bye.